Hello, this is Chef John from foodwishes.com with Pasta Fazoolander. That's right, a pasta and bean soup so delicious you'll want to remove your underwear without taking off your pants first. By the way, if you haven't seen the movie, that was probably the most confusing intro ever. But anyway, let me show you how to put together this incredibly fast, amazingly easy, hearty winter soup. Okay, so we're going to start by putting a pan on medium heat, and into that we're going to drizzle about 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil, just regular, not extra virgin, 1 or 2 anchovy fillet, and about 1 teaspoon of tomato paste. Now this step is optional but very highly recommended. This is going to give the soup a richer flavor. You know, we joked before about anchovy being Italian MSG. It's true. It actually brings out the flavors and other things, and you're not going to taste anchovy. All right, you're not going to taste them. And the tomato paste will also give the broth kind of a really nice, rich, like brick red color that I love, and a little bit of acidity that really balances out the other flavors. All right, so after 2 or 3 minutes, I'm going to add 1 quart of chicken broth. Use something very rich, very delicious, all natural, please. And don't you hate when you start a recipe and then you realize, darn it, my pot's too small. I got to switch to a bigger pot. So I went from a 2 quart to a 3 quart. So anyway, that explains that. All right, so we're going to turn our heat to high, bring that to a rolling boil, and then you're going to throw in 1 cup of dry tortellini. I'm using a Barilla 3-cheese tortellini. There are many dry tortellini options. All right, we're going to throw those in, set our timer. Those usually take about 10 minutes. In the meantime, we're going to rinse 1 can of white beans. Creamy, delicious, and beautiful. See how these are all like separate, not crushed? Cheap beans look, I hate to say this, cheap. So use a nice bean. So once they're rinsed, go ahead and dump in the beans. Give it a stir, and basically we're just going to wait until the tortellini is cooked, which at this point is another 5 or 6 minutes. I'm going to keep it on high heat. I don't mind if it reduces a little bit. I'm going to add some black pepper, salt to taste, and of course some red pepper flakes because it's pasta fazool, and you got to have a little bit of spiciness in there. And by the way, this recipe is dedicated to all those food wishes that came in for easy, super cheap, quick weeknight dinners you could make after work. This is it. Maybe a half hour start to finish, maybe less. So at this point, your timer rings, and we are almost done. We are going to add a little bit of fresh herb if you want to. I had some fresh oregano, which is really nice in this. And then 2 big handfuls, maybe 2 packed cups of roughly chopped baby spinach. And as soon as that spinach wilts, which will take maybe 30 seconds, you can turn off the heat and eat. And man, is this good eating. Oh, and by the way, this is also dedicated to all those people that tell me, I just don't have time when I get home from work to cook a nice hearty meal. Which of course we all know is bullshit. So to be quite frank, we're all getting a little tired of all your excuses. I mean, even if you've never cooked anything in your entire life, you can make this and make it really well. Okay? So I'm going to get off my soapbox now so I can go get some red pepper flakes. So I ladled that in a bowl, pinch of red pepper flakes, of course the gratuitous snowing of Reggiano Parmesan, and that's it. Any kind of pasta fazool, which simply means pasta or bean soup or stew, is fantastic. But when you use the cheese tortellini as the pasta, and you add that nice spinach to that rich broth with those creamy beans, just a fantastic dinner. And if you're confused about the title, go to YouTube, search Zoolander underwear, and that is what you're going to feel like doing when you make and eat this soup. Anyway, I hope you give it a try. All the ingredients are on the site, as usual. And as always, enjoy.